My parents lied about the flight date so I'd miss our main trip. When I called from the airport, Mom laughed. "Oh sweetie, we're in Lake Sebago already. Why didn't you come yesterday?" I hung up, went home, and said nothing. But when they landed back home, update 2, I called Dad again, my voice cold. Explained the $4,000 I sent for the trip. Was that for Clara's art too? He sighed like I was the unreasonable one. "Eliza, we're on a fixed income. Clara needed this break. Her gallery rejections have been tough. You're doing so well, you can afford it." My blood boiled. Afford it? I gave up my savings for you, and you used me to fund a trip you didn't even want me on. His tone hardened. "You're being selfish. Family makes sacrifices." I laughed. Bitter. Sacrifices. "I've given you everything. Clara's living rent-free, painting nothing while I work myself to death." "No more Dad." I hung up before he could guilt me further. That night, I logged into my bank's app and froze the joint account I'd set up for their transfers. At work the next morning, I called HR, removing Mom and Dad as beneficiaries from my life insurance. Each click felt like shedding a weight I'd carried too long. My phone buzzed. Mom's voicemail. Tearful. "How could you do this to us, Eliza? We're family." Then Clara. "You're breaking Mom's heart over a misunderstanding." I deleted them all. They thought they could manipulate me forever, but I was done being their pawn. For the first time, I saw their love for what it was. A transaction, and I was ready to rewrite the terms. The messages came like a storm. Mom's voicemails piled up, each one a performance of tears. "Eliza, we can't lose you. This is tearing us apart." Clara's texts were sharper, accusing. "You're overreacting. It was just a mix-up, and now Mom's a wreck, because of you." Dad's were the worst, his words laced with venom. "We raised you better than this. Your mother's meds run out this week. Don't you dare shirk your duty." I stared at my phone, their audacity a punch to the gut. Duty. They'd taken my money, my trust, and left me stranded, and still they demanded more. I sat in my apartment, the Boston skyline glittering beyond my window, and drafted an email. My fingers trembled, but my resolve was iron. "Dear Mom, Dad and Clara," I wrote. "The cabin trip wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. You used my money, and lied to exclude me. I've given you $147,000 over 2 years, money I sacrificed my own dreams for. That ends now. I'm stopping all financial support. Find another way to cover your expenses. Don't contact me about money again. I need space to rethink what family means." I hit send, my heart pounding, like I'd just run a marathon. Their responses were immediate. Mom's voicemails grew frantic. "We'll lose the house, Eliza. How could you be so cruel?" Clara's texts called me selfish, claiming I'd abandoned them. Dad's messages turned threatening. "You'll regret this. We'll see who needs who." I blocked their numbers, each tap a small rebellion against years of guilt. I'd been conditioned to put them first, to believe my worth lay in what I gave them. But standing in that airport, staring at Clara's smug lakeside photo, had shattered that illusion. The next day, as I analyzed market trends at my desk, a familiar voice broke my focus. Aunt Lillian, Dad's older sister, stood in my office doorway, her silver hair pulled back, her eyes sharp with concern. "I heard what happened," she said, sitting across from me. I braced for a lecture, but her words surprised me. "What they did was wrong, Eliza. I've watched them lean on you for years, taking your kindness for granted. You're not the villain here." Her hand squeezed mine, and tears pricked my eyes. "Someone saw me. Not the dutiful daughter, not the bank account, but me. They'll try to pull you back," Lillian warned. "Stay strong." For the first time, I felt like I wasn't alone in this fight. 2 weeks after my email, Lillian called me during a lunch break. Her voice tight. "Eliza, can you come to my place after work? I found something you need to see." I spent the afternoon distracted, my mind racing as I crunched numbers in my Boston office. Lillian had always been the practical one in our family, a retired accountant, who saw through Dad's excuses long before I did. Her urgency unnerved me. When I arrived at her modest Maine cottage, the scent of cedar and sea air greeted me. Lillian had papers strewn across her dining table, bank statements, loan applications, credit card bills. "Your father asked me for a loan last week," she said, her eyes narrowing. His story didn't add up, so I dug deeper. She slid a credit card statement toward me. My name was on it, but I'd never applied for it. A $20,000 balance glared back at me, racked up over 3 months. My hands shook as I checked my credit report on my phone. There it was, a card I didn't know existed, opened with my social security number. "They've been using your money for more than bills," Lillian said, pointing to another document. "Gambling debts, thousands spent at casinos in Connecticut, and Clara's art career. She's been working at a bakery in town, not some Portland studio." My stomach churned. All those transfers for headshots and gallery fees were lies, funneled into my parents' reckless spending. "This is identity theft, Eliza," Lillian said softly. "It's a crime." My phone buzzed. "Mom," from a new number. "Your father's having heart palpitations from this stress. If he collapses, it's on you." I showed Lillian, who shook her head. "More games. They're desperate because you've cut them off." I thought of the years I'd spent prioritizing their needs, skipping trips, delaying my firm's launch, believing their sob stories. They hadn't just taken my money, they'd stolen my future. "What do I do?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Lillian's gaze was steady. "You can press charges or handle it privately, but you need to protect yourself. Freeze your credit, gather evidence, and confront them with someone there to back you up." That night, I lay awake, my anger crystallizing into resolve. They'd played me for years, but this was the endgame. I called a lawyer the next morning, preparing for a confrontation. The main cabin trip was supposed to bring us closer, but it had exposed their betrayal. Now I'd face them on my terms, with the truth as my weapon. Now you can watch the third part by pressing share and more.